There's a moment after breast cancer when silence feels louder than ever. You look at your plate, at the food in front of you, and wonder if this is helping you heal or quietly hurting you. Many women tell me that after surgery and treatment, they lose trust in their own body. One of them said to me once, "I feel like I don't know what's safe anymore, not even what's on my fork." And that sentence captures something deep, because after the hospital, the visits, the infusions, there's little guidance about what real life looks like when you sit down to eat again. Doctors often say eat healthy, but what does that actually mean when your appetite is gone, when your taste has changed, and when even the smell of food reminds you of treatment days? This is where clarity matters. This is where healing begins with knowledge and compassion, not with fear. After breast cancer, your body becomes a field of quiet repair. It's rebuilding tissue, balancing hormones, and calming inflammation. That means every meal is more than just food. It's a message to your cells saying it's time to recover. The biggest truth no one tells you is that eating after cancer is not about restriction. It's about rebuilding. You don't need extreme diets or complicated plans. You need gentle consistency, kindness toward your body, and foods that help it trust itself again. I once met a woman who believed she had to avoid everything she used to love. She stopped eating bread, fruits, dairy, meat, and lived mostly on green juices. She told me she was doing it to stay safe, but her voice trembled with exhaustion. She was pale, her hair brittle, her mood unstable. Her body wasn't protected, it was starving for balance. What she didn't know was that recovery requires energy and building blocks, especially protein. The cells that heal wounds, restore muscles, and rebuild immunity need it daily. You don't need massive portions, just small, regular servings. Egg in the morning, some beans or lentils for lunch, a little chicken, fish, or tofu at dinner. Your body will use what you give it with gratitude. Many people are afraid of soy, thinking it could reactivate the disease. But the truth is not so simple. Natural soy foods like tofu, tempeh, or edamame can be part of a healthy diet for most women. They act differently from pills or powders that concentrate soy compounds. The key is to stay close to nature, eat real food, not extracts or supplements that promise miracles. Nature always knew the right dose. One of the quiet mistakes I see often is cutting out all fats. Some women fear that fat equals danger, but without good fats, your body struggles to absorb vitamins and produce hormones. You need the right kind, the ones that soothe inflammation instead of feeding it. A spoon of extra virgin olive oil, a few slices of avocado, a handful of nuts, a sprinkle of chia or flax seeds. These simple additions protect your heart, help your brain recover from the fog of treatments, and bring back energy in a steady way. The fats you need to avoid are hidden in processed foods, fried snacks, and industrial pastries. Those are the ones that inflame and tire the body, making you feel heavy and foggy. There's also a myth that carbohydrates are enemies. I've seen women eliminate all carbs and wonder why they feel dizzy and drained. But your immune system runs on glucose, and your brain too. The trick is choosing the right sources, the slow and gentle ones like oats, quinoa, brown rice, or sweet potatoes. They feed your cells without creating those sugar highs and lows that lead to fatigue and cravings. The goal isn't to fear food, it's to understand which foods make your body feel steady, warm, and strong. Imagine your plate as a garden of recovery. Each color carries a message of healing. Green vegetables calm inflammation. Orange and yellow foods bring antioxidants that repair. Purple foods protect your heart and mind. White foods like garlic and onions help your body detox naturally. You don't need exotic powders or expensive supplements. Real, simple, homemade food is what the body recognizes best. One woman told me that the smell of soup became her therapy. Every evening she made a small pot with carrots, lentils, and herbs. She said it felt like feeding hope. Healing through food is exactly that, feeding hope, one meal at a time. But recovery is also about what not to do. And this part is where many mistakes hide. Alcohol, even in small amounts, can interfere with hormone balance and strain the liver that's already been working so hard during treatments. Giving your body a break from alcohol, even temporarily, can make a huge difference in your energy, sleep, and mood. The same goes for processed meats like sausages, bacon, and deli slices. They often contain compounds that create irritation inside your body while it's trying to repair. When women cut those out, they usually tell me their digestion improves, their belly feels lighter, and their skin starts to glow again. Now let's talk about sugar. There's so much fear around it, but fear doesn't heal. The truth is, your body needs some sugar to function, but it's the excess, especially from sodas, desserts, and sugary drinks, that harms recovery. Too much sugar creates inflammation and throws your insulin out of rhythm, which confuses the healing process. Instead of banning sweetness, find comfort in natural forms. A ripe banana, a baked apple, or a drizzle of honey can bring pleasure without chaos. One woman I know loved to bake because it made her feel in control again. She replaced refined sugar with oats, cinnamon, and fruit, and said her kitchen became her calm place instead of her guilt place. That's what healing should feel like. Peaceful, not punishing. I want to pause here and ask you something. Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right, but your body still doesn't respond the way you hoped? Tell me in the comments if you've ever felt that. Right, I feel this too, so other women can see they're not alone. Sometimes that small sentence in the comments becomes the lifeline someone else needs to hold on to. Let's uncover one of the hidden problems few people talk about: dehydration. After treatment, your body loses fluids faster because of medications, stress, and healing processes. Dehydration shows up as fatigue, headaches, dry skin, even poor concentration. It's so simple, but drinking enough water throughout the day helps your body detox gently, move nutrients, and heal faster. You don't need fancy waters or detox juices. Just sip through the day, maybe with lemon or mint if you like. Every sip tells your body you're helping, not hurting. Another quiet trap is the obsession with supplements. The internet is full of suggestions. Vitamins, powders, teas promising to protect you from recurrence. But not all natural things are safe after breast cancer. Some herbs and vitamins can interfere with your medication or even reduce its effect. High doses of vitamin E or omega-3 close to surgery can increase bleeding risk. Some antioxidants taken in capsules can block the intended oxidative effect of certain chemotherapies. And some teas with phytoestrogens like red clover can act like hormones depending on your tumor type. Always talk to your medical team before adding anything new. Natural is not always harmless, and your safety always comes first. I remember another woman who came to me tired and anxious, taking more than 10 supplements a day because she was afraid of missing something. When she stopped and returned to real food, she said she felt lighter, calmer, more in control. Sometimes, less is truly more. Your body understands food better than pills. Now, one of the biggest silent mistakes that affect recovery is eating in a rush. Stress changes digestion deeply. When you eat fast or while anxious, your stomach doesn't produce enough acid. Your intestines absorb less, and you feel bloated or nauseated. Healing through food starts with slowing down. Take a breath before eating, lower the lights, or put on calm music. Even if you only have 10 minutes, make those 10 minutes peaceful. Your body listens to that calm. A calm body digests better, absorbs more, and rests better. If this message helped you, breathe with a bit more relief. Consider leaving a like. That small action helps YouTube show this content to other women who might be sitting right now, just like you, trying to rebuild their strength and confidence one meal at a time. Every healing journey is unique, but one truth stays the same. Your body wants to get better. It's not against you. It's waiting for the right support. When you eat gently, consistently, and with awareness, you remind your body that safety has returned. You rebuild trust with every bite, every sip, every calm breath at the table. And if what you heard here gave you even a little peace, I want to invite you to subscribe. Here, you are never alone. Every week, we bring honest, simple explanations that ease fear, restore confidence, and help you live with more energy and serenity after treatment. Click subscribe and come take care of yourself with us. When the body starts to rebuild after breast cancer, food becomes more than fuel. It becomes language. Each meal tells your body a story about safety, balance, and care. And sometimes, the body whispers back through small signals that we often ignore. That bloating after a certain meal, the fatigue that comes hours later, the restless sleep after eating too heavy at night. These are all ways your body tries to communicate. Most women I've met didn't know how to listen at first. They thought healing meant following strict rules. But true recovery begins when you learn to hear what your body is saying with kindness instead of fear. I remember a woman who told me she felt guilty every time she ate something she enjoyed. She believed pleasure was dangerous. But pleasure is not the enemy. It's part of healing. When you eat with joy, your body releases hormones that improve digestion and reduce inflammation. When you eat in guilt, your body stays in defense mode. It's not about being perfect. It's about being present. If you're eating a piece of chocolate, enjoy it slowly, with gratitude. The body feels that difference. One of the hardest parts after breast cancer is fatigue that doesn't go away. You might wake up already tired, even when you think you've rested. That's because your metabolism is still recovering, and your energy-making cells need time and the right nutrients to function again. Iron, B vitamins, and magnesium become especially important, but instead of chasing pills, you can find them in real foods. Spinach, beans, eggs, whole grains, and nuts quietly rebuild your strength. Eating regularly, even in small amounts, helps your blood sugar stay steady so you don't crash during the day. Skipping meals might seem harmless, but it confuses your body and slows recovery. A tired body doesn't need discipline. It needs nourishment. There's another truth that many women discover too late. Recovery food is not only about what's on the plate, but also when and how you eat it. Your body works with rhythm. Heavy dinners close to bedtime keep your system awake and your sleep light. Try to have your last meal 2 or 3 hours before lying down. And if you feel hungry later, a small snack like yogurt or a few almonds can calm your body without overloading it. On the other hand, skipping breakfast often leaves you drained and foggy. Morning is when your body needs a gentle restart. A mix of protein, fiber, and a little healthy fat. A slice of whole grain toast with avocado or oatmeal with fruit can do more for your healing than you imagine. I once spoke with a woman who couldn't sleep well after her surgery. She said every night she tossed and turned, her mind racing with fear of recurrence. I asked her what she ate in the evening. She said she often had coffee after dinner because she was too tired to fall asleep without it. We made a small change. She switched coffee for chamomile tea, added a light meal earlier, and turned her phone off an hour before. Bed. In 2 weeks, she said her sleep finally felt like rest. Sometimes healing doesn't come from big changes. It comes from small decisions that tell your body it's safe again. There are also those quiet signals your body sends when something isn't right. If you notice unusual swelling in your arm, heaviness, or tightness on the side of your surgery, it might be early signs of lymphedema. It's not your fault, and it doesn't mean something went wrong. It means your lymph system needs support. Gentle movement, keeping your skin hydrated, and protecting that arm from heat and pressure can make a difference. Avoid carrying heavy bags or wearing tight sleeves or jewelry on that side. Even small things like using gloves for housework and keeping the skin moisturized help prevent irritation. These are details many doctors forget to mention, but they matter deeply in daily life. Sometimes, the hardest healing happens not in the body, but in the mirror. Many women tell me that after treatment, they struggle to recognize themselves. Scars, swelling, and changes in shape can feel like reminders of everything they've lost. But those marks are not signs of weakness. They are proof of survival. One woman told me she used to avoid her reflection completely. Then one day she stood in front of the mirror, placed her hand over her chest, and said, "You protected me." From that day, she said, her recovery finally began. Healing your relationship with your body is as important as any diet. You can eat the perfect food, but if you reject the body receiving it, your healing stays incomplete. Let's talk about something few people explain clearly: The gut. Your intestines are the heart of your immunity, and many cancer treatments affect the gut bacteria that protect you. Rebuilding that balance takes time. Eating fermented foods like yogurt, kefir, or sauerkraut can help restore those good bacteria naturally. And remember, your gut loves fiber, from vegetables, fruits, and whole grains, but too much fiber too fast can cause discomfort. Add it slowly, listen to your body, and let it adapt. Healing isn't a race, it's a rhythm. There's also something powerful about movement and eating working together. Gentle exercise, like walking or stretching, improves digestion and reduces inflammation. It's not about burning calories, it's about circulation. When you move, you help your body carry nutrients to where they're needed and move waste out of the system. I once met a woman who used to take a short walk around her garden after each meal. She said it was her way of telling her body, "We're moving forward." That small act helped her digestion and gave her peace of mind. Now, here's a question I want you to answer from your heart. Have you ever felt like you're rebuilding your body but your emotions haven't caught up yet? Write in the comments, "I'm learning to trust my body again." That sentence might speak for dozens of other women who read it and realize they're not the only ones feeling that way. Your words can become a bridge of comfort for someone who hasn't found the courage to speak yet. One of the hardest habits to break after treatment is over-control. You spent months following strict schedules, medications, hospital visits. When that ends, the silence feels strange, almost unsafe. Many women try to control food because it feels like the last thing they can manage. But healing requires letting go of fear slowly. You don't need to measure every bite. You need to reconnect with hunger and fullness, with what feels good and what doesn't. Listen to your body. It knows how to guide you back if you give it a chance. Some women ask me about fasting, detox diets, or extreme plans to prevent recurrence. I always tell them the same thing. Your body just went through war. What it needs now is nourishment, not deprivation. Starving or shocking the system adds stress, not protection. A balanced diet rich in real foods, eaten calmly and consistently, does more for your recovery than any trendy protocol ever will. Healing is about stability, not extremes. There's also a deep emotional hunger that food can't fill, but food can comfort. Many women describe eating late at night because it's the only time they feel calm. If you recognize that pattern, don't blame yourself. Healing is emotional work. Try to replace the habit gently, maybe with a warm tea, a book, a phone call to someone who listens. Slowly, you can separate the need for emotional warmth from the act of eating itself. That's when food becomes nourishment again, not escape. I once visited a woman who kept a small notebook on her kitchen counter. Every night, she wrote one thing her body did right that day. Some days she wrote, "I walked without pain." Other days, "I laughed with my sister." She said it helped her see that progress isn't always visible. Healing happens quietly, in the small things you stop noticing. Less pain, deeper breaths, moments of peace. And that gratitude changes your relationship with food too. You start to eat not because you must, but because you want to care for yourself. If what you've heard so far has helped you understand your body a little better, consider leaving a like. That small gesture helps this message reach more women who need hope and guidance at this exact moment. Now, a gentle reminder. Every body is unique. What works for one woman may not be ideal for another. That's why it's always important to discuss your choices with your medical team, especially before adding supplements, changing medications, or starting exercise routines. Your safety is sacred, and healing works best when guided with wisdom and care. When I think about all the women I've met along this journey, one truth stands above all. Healing after breast cancer is not about fighting your body. It's about befriending it. Your body has carried you through pain, fear, and uncertainty. It deserves kindness, not punishment. Every meal, every sip of water, every calm night of sleep is an act of rebuilding trust. There will be days of doubt, but there will also be days when you wake up and realize you're no longer surviving. You're living again. If this message touched you, if it gave you strength or comfort, I want to invite you to subscribe. Here, you will never walk alone. Each week we bring gentle,